River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. Dan here along with Mr. Jimmy B and Eric. Gentlemen, how are we doing on another Victory Monday? We feeling good?
Yep. Knock.
Who's there?
Owen.
Elwood who?
It's Owen. I said
Oh. Owen who?
The Chiefs are 0-2.
Did I send you that meme earlier that was Taylor Swift?
I saw that on Facebook somewhere today. So
Eric, it was her, and it said, "I don't know, but today I'm feeling 0-2."
Nice.
It's a good day. We're 2-0. We're gonna further dissect how real that is or not. And your Eagles, James, are 2-0. The Chiefs are 0-2, and my Colts, I still haven't worn my hat on camera yet, but my Colts are 2-0, and it feels real, and I'm trying not to get too excited.
It might be the owner like sitting on the sideline, auditing everything, every play, and that may be contributing to maybe why they're winning. She's kind of intimidating. I would, in a good way, I'd be intimidated if my boss was watching me every second I was working. She's awesome. But this is not a Colts podcast. It is a Niners podcast. We are 2-0. We just went down to New Orleans, 2 road games in a row to kick off the season, and we came out on top. And I have all the box scores here. Oh, and also, if you two can see, I have this little Niners mini helmet, but don't ask me how. I also have a Saints one.
Oh.
Don't ask me how, but I thought it'd be fitting.
Cool graphic.
This
This is the most intense graphics that we've had on our show.
I also, when we do we play Carolina? I don't remember if we do, but I also have a Carolina one.
Oh, I hope we do. I don't think we play Carolina, but if we do at some point in the future.
The only other mini helmet that I could find, I have at my work desk outside of here, and it's a little IU helmet. Again, don't ask me how. I don't know why I have specifically the Saints and the Panthers. The Niners.
It feels like you went to the little quarter machine at the grocery store and just like spun it like 3 or 4 times, and like you got those random helmets out until you finally oh, I got a Niners helmet! Yay!
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, $5 later, and I guess I must have just thrown away all the other teams.
Yeah.
Low key, if I had an old Dolphins one with like the actual dolphin on it instead of this one, that'd be kind of cool. But
I had those back in the day.
Like this one's got the red face mask on it that we haven't worn in quite a while, so I know that one's old.
Yeah.
Anyway. That was fun. But anyway, the nerdy number stuff that I always love to do. I love going through the nerdy numbers real quick. Mr. Mac Jones, who I'm not quite ready to call MacDaddy like the internet has. I don't like that. but MacDaddy, sure. He had a pretty good game. Game respect game. He had a pretty good game. His quarterback rating is not on here for some reason, but because there it is. He had 113. Almost threw for 300 yards. He threw 279, 3 touchdowns, no picks, just one unfortunate lost fumble on a strip sack. CMC still doing his thing. He obviously accounted for, over 100 yards of receiving touchdown. Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall both showed up too. Robinson kind of had a quiet day. He's a kind of downhill runner, and they kind of loaded up the box. So, I get it, but still nice to have him as a number 2. And then defensively, I never go through all the defensive numbers, except I want to call out Fred Warner and D. Winters D Winters especially has really, really taken the mantle after 2 weeks as the replacement for Dre Greenlaw, and I'm super, super happy for him. And Nick Bosa, not the game ceiling sack. He almost had the game ceiling sack, but that game ceiling sack went to Bryce Huff. So that was, thank you for letting us have him, James. We traded. I thought he was a free agent, but we traded for Bryce Huff. So thank you for letting us have him. Saved our bacon this game. And yeah, I'm not on cloud nine. I know we've beaten the Saints and then we beat the Seahawks who beat the Steelers. So I don't know if that says more about the Steelers or the Seahawks, but staying focused on us. I'm not saying I told you guys. I told you that Mac still had a ceiling, and he definitely touched the ceiling that best case scenario, I didn't think this was actually going to happen, but Mac Jones, it's been 5 years since his rookie season, but this looked a lot like rookie Mac Jones. And aside from his mobility, which was terrible, he couldn't pocket to save his life. I have no notes for him. He read the field very well, didn't force any bad passes. He just can't escape the pocket like Brock Purdy. Otherwise, I was very impressed with him. I don't know. Good job, Mac. Let's see how he handles the Cardinals next week, since you'll still be starter. Probably. I'm not reading too much into that Purdy update that he might come back this week. I'm not, unless we see otherwise. I think it'll be Mac Jones again. But just focus on this game. I mean, couldn't ask for much more from him.
I mean, I thought when the game started, he was sailing some throws and he was off target on a lot of throws. I don't know if that was just jitters from, being amped up to play and it being his first start in a long time and the pressure of that or whatever, but he looked off target kind of early on. And I was really pretty unimpressed to say so through like the first quarter, probably.
This is true. I think he literally missed his first 7 passes.
Yeah. I mean, I was very worried in the very beginning. It looked like it was going to be a really long day. But then he turned the corner, especially at halftime, and looked a lot better, was playing a lot better, made some plays, made a great throw to Juwan for the 1 touchdown, made a good throw to McCaffrey for another touchdown. So, I mean,
that Luke Farrell touchdown was pretty impressive too.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say he's what did we say he was? The Kraft mac and cheese? I'm not going to say he's Kraft mac and cheese yet. But he's probably a little bit above dollar store mac and cheese at this point in time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's in between those two, but he's maybe somewhere.
Mac and cheese.
Huh?
Walmart mac and cheese.
Yeah, he might be like Walmart mac and cheese.
Great value mac and cheese.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll go with that, actually. He was great value mac and cheese for this game. We got great value out of him this game, and we're going to need to get great value out of him again next week when he plays the Cardinals, because I don't think Brock Purdy's coming back next week yet either. So,
yeah. Cardinals will be the hardest defense we face so far. Yes, 3 weeks, but the Cardinals, if you give them any weakness, as we saw with the Panthers, they almost blew a comeback, but the Cardinals defense is going to be a little bit tougher than the Saints one we saw today.
And it may be, but honestly, Jonathan Gannon is ahead of that defense, and living with Jonathan Gannon 2 years as a defensive coordinator, I mean, you can dink and dunk on him all day. Like, he may not give up anything big in the way he runs his defense, but I mean, there was, I believe, a game against the Raiders. Derek Carr was the quarterback, and Derek Carr had something like a 92% completion rate. And so, while you won't see his defense, give up huge, big plays typically, you can pretty much, like, he'll keep everything in front of him, but it's not like he will stop you for a yard or two. He'll let you throw a 4-yard, 5-yard quick inside slant, and he'll keep letting you do it. So So
Gannon was the DC when we kicked the crap out of you, wasn't he?
what was it? No, that was Sean Desai.
Oh, that was that weird stopgap guy. Okay.
Yeah, it was Sean Desai who was the defensive coordinator there. No, he was the defensive coordinator in 2021 and 2022 when we went to the Super Bowl. But I mean, he gave up 38 points in the Super Bowl because of that philosophy, and so he's like a really watered down version of Vic Fangio. Like, he understands the Vic Fangio concept, but he isn't really that good of making it a defense where it's just like you trust it. Like you go into a game trusting like, hey, the defense is going to show up every single week because Jonathan Gannon is the defensive coordinator. Like it was a very frustrating 2 years when he was defensive coordinator here, and I don't imagine like he has really changed because basically that's what got him the job.
So pulling this back into Mac Jones, were you impressed with how Mac Jones ended up coming out of this game? And presumably you're not that worried about him facing a Cardinals defense, especially at home. We're finally going to be at home next week.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't, he did better than what I thought he was going to do, because I really thought like he was like, dollar store Kraft mac and cheese. But yeah, I mean, he did better than expected going into the Cardinals game. And, knowing how the Cardinals, head coach runs his defense, he could definitely equally have the same day or even a better day than what he had here against the Saints.
Is that
if you had a better day, my mind would be blown.
Well, come on, like Derek Carr, 92% completing passes.
Right.
Like seriously, that's the type of defense that he runs, and that it just does. Like, he keeps everything in front of him, but that only services like, okay, you just dink and dunk down the field. So I just watching his defense firsthand for 2 years, it was frustrating. I mean, you could look at the numbers and say, well, even still, like throughout the whole season, they were number one in pass defense, but that's only because, like I said, they're keeping everything in front of them and not giving up a ton of air yards,
Right.
So that's why.
That'll play into us because we're all for the yards after the catch. Like, he was starting to let Purdy air it out a little bit, and then Matt got to air it out a little bit too, but not. He really tried to keep the runner. He tried to keep the receivers in front of him. I noticed a lot of like over the middle. It seemed like was the most success, except Pearsall. Pearsall's the one that we're brave enough to go like just straight up and down the field with. Outside of him, though, it's all crossing short routes. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean. They're letting Ricky run deep, which is something I was surprised by. I didn't think that he was going to be our deep threat this season, but they're letting him run deep.
He's very good at it.
Yeah. We just got to be able to connect with him on it better. But yeah, so I thought that for us having our kind of, I guess what's going to be our starting receiver crew for the next game in there this week, I thought that they did pretty well. I mean, Juwan showed up and played well. Pearsall had a little bit quieter game than he had last week. McCaffrey was there for all the little short check down routes and stuff like that. Kendrick Bourne showed up, had 3 catches, 30-some yards. I mean,
he wasn't even with us for a week.
Yeah.
This was I thought I'll give him a little bit more credit. I thought we had some pretty remarkable chemistry. Like, again, especially like, I agree with you. It was really rough in the first quarter and a half. But no, that entire second half, Kyle made whatever adjustments necessary, and it worked. It was, I could be a testament to just how terrible the Saints are, but we looked like we had some pretty damn good chemistry for how duct taped together this offense was this week.
Yeah, and I mean, we got to remember we lost Juszczyk real early in the game. I mean, that
Yeah.
causes a bunch of havoc. I mean, if you noticed we went to a lot of single back sets with McCaffrey and stuff like that, which, is not something that we traditionally do. We run a lot of fullback setup sets and stuff like that. So we run a lot of single back sets. And I think if you'd have asked Kyle if he wanted to have Mac Jones throw for 39 times in this game, I don't think he would have said that was going to be his game plan. But I think, losing Juszczyk and then not really being able to run the ball as effectively, I think that sort of played his hands into that a little bit.
Yeah, and we can't. Trent's clearly playing through something. Like, he's still gonna use him when he's out there, but it didn't seem like we were bombarding the left side of the field like we were like in years past. Like, it feels like we were trying to do a lot more up the middle. It doesn't feel like we're. I don't know. I'm not. Correct me if I'm not watching the film right, but it seems like we were trying to do a lot more downhill than like lean on Trent. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean, we're going up the middle a lot, but I mean, I don't know. The running game hasn't really still clicked yet for me. It doesn't seem like. I mean, McCaffrey really only had 55 yards this week rushing. That's not a lot of yards for him. And I think he only had a similar number of yards last week too. So, I mean, he's still not piling up the yards the way that you would anticipate someone, doing so on his part. So the running game still hasn't really clicked yet, like you would expect a Shanahan running game to go. But he's facing adversity every week. I mean, you lost Kittle last week, who's integral as a run blocker. Then you lost Juszczyk this week, who's Swiss Army knife of a run blocker. So, I mean, like every week he's losing some piece or a part there that's critical to the run game plan there. And I think that's affecting what he's trying to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is basically going to be the team next week too, because next week is the last game. DeMarcus Robinson's going to be out. Thank God we're going to get Robinson in week 4. But then as long as Jennings didn't re-injure anything, like he'll still be out there. Like, I mean, it's still a loss, like that we lost Juszczyk, like, because it completely changes what we do. Like, he's never lit up the stat sheet, but there's a purpose to him in run blocking, pass protecting.
Oh yeah.
Or being a safety net for a dump off. Like, it is different when he's not out there. Yeah. But all things considered, if he's just the one guy that's not out there, I mean, like, it could be worse. Like, but no, it's still not ideal. Like, if we get out of the season with 10 wins, the way that it started, like, I mean, we got 2 wins, and our team in theory should only get a little bit better as everybody gets healthy. Like, they're already saying, I buried the lead on this a little bit. They're already saying that Purdy could be back for week 4. Hopefully his toe injury was not that bad. It's clearly not Joe Burrow bad. He doesn't need surgery. Thank God.
Yeah. Thank goodness for that.
No, like, and I mean, I'll admit I had to Google what turf toe was, because I thought turf toe was just like a jam, or like, no, a turf toe is tearing the ligament that connects your big toe to your foot. That, like, what Purdy had was just a pull, but Joe Burrow has a legit tear in his big toe, basically.
Can we say that turf toe sort of undersells what that actually is then?
No,
because I agree, turf toe sounds like, ow, I stubbed my toe on the turf, really bad.
Yeah,
like you would think, like, a doctor would say, oh yeah, don't worry, it's just turf toe.
Yeah,
like that just be something like, just nonchalantly, not a big deal. Maybe tape it a little bit better going into the game next week, and like
it's like
it'll be fine. Maybe it'd be something like you would think wouldn't even require like Motrin or ibuprofen or anything like that. Just be like, oh, just 2 Tylenol, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah, turf toe sort of undersells that quite a bit, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, like next time you curl your toes, you'll just pay attention and you'll see like the little ligament like stick out there, and that's what Purdy sprained, but what Joe Burrow actually tore.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, like, not to make it a Joe Burrow show, but now he's torn a ligament like on this part of his wrist, right below his thumb. He's blown out his ACL, and now he's torn a ligament in his big toe. And all 3 were season-ending injuries.
Overpaid.
He's worth the upside. He's so worth the upside.
Honestly,
He's not.
So I would say, next time in the draft, when the Bengals have the number 1 pick, whoever the top quarterback.
You think Browning's going to crap the bed that hard?
Honestly, like with what the Bengals have put in front of Joe Burrow, their number 1 asset, I'm sorry, like if I were truly like a college prospect and I was like the quarterback coming out of college and the Bengals are sitting at number 1, I would pull a John Elway, Eli Manning type of thing and saying, I'm not playing for you. You need to trade me somewhere else. Honestly, I don't like after this Joe Burrow debacle of how they have handled protecting him and making sure, this guy stands upright, doesn't get injured or whatever. Like I personally think any quarterback that may be drafted by the Bengals as a number 1 pick or whatever should use their leverage, absolutely use their leverage to try to facilitate going to another team.
Yeah, I think that'd be. What were you gonna say, Eric?
Only $56 million in dead cap money if they cut him next year.
It's better than
that's nothing. Yeah, that's nothing now. I mean, Russell Wilson was like $70 million in dead cap money for the Broncos, and there was somebody else that was a ginormous dead cap money.
The Vikings, I know, had a pretty sizable. I know the Vikings took a sizable amount of money from Cousins, and the Falcons didn't release him. Otherwise, like, I think if the Falcons did release him instead of keeping him as a $40 million backup, I think they were going to eat like 95. I think the dead cap was going to be 95, something like that, some absurd amount of money.
Yeah.
Maybe not that high, but anyway, get this back on here. We did have it connected to Purdy's toe. Did you guys have any other notes on the offense?
The big toe's connected to the big toe. Let's see. Anything else on the offense? I mean, I think Mac Jones is going to have to play this solidly to win again next week, though. The Cardinals' offense is going to be the best offense that we faced so far this season. And I think we're going to have to score a good amount of points to be able to beat them. So I think that, being able to put up 27-ish points, assuming that our kicker can make all the kicks again.
Get a heart attack on that first kick.
Right. Yeah, I know. So a little love to the kicker. He did make his kicks afterwards, after shaky shank on the first extra point there. But I think we're gonna have to put up 27 points or more to beat the Cardinals next week. So I think we are going to need to see a performance like this again out of Mac Jones. Can he do that again successfully? I don't know. I don't personally have a strong degree of confidence in that, but
I think our parlay this week should include like the over. We should take the over on Mac Jones completions if we can.
Does DraftKings get that specific? I'm assuming it can. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, we'll look at it.
We should have taken. Don't listen to me this time. Don't, because I was dead wrong with Cortland Sutton. He ended up giving me like 2 points in fantasy this week. And we should have done the over on Mac Jones because it probably was at 200 even.
Oh yeah, I think so. It was pretty low, but yeah.
We should have taken the over on Mac.
So, well, I mean, our parlay went to crap as soon as Burrow died and Fields died, and so I mean, those guys all went down. So
I sent you that picture that all the Burrow bets would be forgiven, but apparently it didn't matter with Fields out.
Yeah. So,
well, crap.
You want to talk defense now?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and scroll down. Fred Warner got a fumble. Oh my God, good segue for the defense. Was that forced fumble not freaking amazing?
Yeah, that was awesome.
James, you saw the highlights of that, right? Or did you see that in real time? I know you were out.
No, I didn't get to actually see it
In real time.
Yeah, in real time. So,
dude, amazing. Listeners, just bear with me. Alvin Kamara makes a very awkward shoulder catch, and then he starts to go to the ground. I forget who. Maybe it was Jair wrapped him up, I think. But Fred Warner freaking missile peanut punches it out of his shoulder before his thigh touches the ground, and he recovers his own fumble. It was just a thing of beauty. My wife was watching it with me, and I said, that is why this guy's a 4-time All-Pro, because of crap like that.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play to make. I mean, it was just really impressive to see him do that. I mean, that's just complete. I mean, he's hustles to every ball. I mean, there's just no stop, no quit in that guy. So, yeah, it was a really impressive play.
Right. It was at that. I don't remember the pass breakup, but I remember he was targeted when he was covering. I think it was their tight end.
Yeah,
and covered him just like a corner. It was ridiculous. Just we all know Fred Warner's a monster already.
Yep. Can I complain about that touchdown? By the way, that was not a touchdown that tight end caught. I'm so irritated by that. His knee was completely out of bounds. I mean, it was it's supposed to be one knee equals 2 feet, and the knee was completely out of bounds. This shin being in bounds, this is not a rule. There's no shin in bounds is 2 feet. That's not a thing.
I thought he had both. I thought both of his feet tapped before the shin. Like I thought both feet were tapped at the same time the shin.
No,
that's what I thought I saw. I haven't seen the replay since, but
no, he was out of bounds the whole time. I was so annoyed by that whole thing. It was just gross.
I have to watch it again because no, I mean I agree. I agreed with you in the moment. It was close. Like, and maybe they just were just like, we can't overturn this because ref ball. Didn't want it to be a complete shutout by this. They didn't want it to be a complete shutout.
I guess, but so defensively, let's see. It's okay, I guess. I mean,
we got very, very, very lucky on a lot of drops in the first half. There was no one helping. What's his name? Not Schrader. What's his name? Rattler. Yeah, no one was helping Rattler to save his life. I swear, I counted like 6 drops.
Yeah, I mean, I remember 3 specifically. I mean, Olave dropped a touchdown. I mean, it was kind of thrown backwards and behind him a little bit, but I mean, still, he dropped that. But then the tight end guy dropped like 2 balls, like back to back and stuff like that. So yeah,
literally like hitting him in the face.
Yeah, yeah, they were bad drops, but. I mean, this New Orleans team is bad for one. But I mean, the defense is still not getting pressure on the quarterback. I mean, we're not getting any sacks. What do we have? 2, 3. Was I going to say 3 sacks in this thing? You're scrolling.
Yeah, 3 sacks.
Yeah, 3 sacks. So I mean, there was 1 at the end, and then. Yeah, Upton Stout had 1 on a blitz where he didn't get picked up at all, and then Bosa had 1.
Upton's was the one in the first half, and then, Bosa was going to be the game clincher, but then it ended up bringing Bryce Huff's.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not generating constant pressure. I mean, like, I'm seeing quarterbacks just being able to stand back there and deliver the ball kind of wherever they want. I mean, I don't know what we can do as a unit of 4 up front to deliver better pressure, but we've got to start generating better pressure up front, or we're going to get picked apart by better quarterbacks. We've just been fortunate over the last couple of weeks that Darnold not comfortable in the Seattle offense yet, and then Rattler not very good.
We're doing fine. I would argue against the run. Like I remember Markel Williams, he got called out a couple times in this game for those two tackles for loss, especially. He was generating they're getting pressure. They're just not getting the results. It's not enough pressure. So like we can stop the run. Our defensive line is good enough for that. But when it comes to win percentage on drop back passes, it's our tackles that aren't making any pressure, because I saw Markel flying over to the side, Nick Bosa flying to the side, and then just getting his hand in there and he misses him. But our tackles, it doesn't matter which tackles we have. None of our tackles are generating hardly any pressure except one play. I remember Clya Davis had a good tackle. because the running back ran right into him and he just dropped him to the ground. But like outside of that one Kalia Davis play, our tackles aren't generating any kind of anything. Like they're run stuffers, but that's it. There's no pass pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Bryce Huff got 1 sack compared to the 0 that he had last season, basically, and also Bryce Huff didn't even play last season, pretty much. Like, even though he was this high commodity, acquisition for the Eagles in the offseason the previous year, Vic Fangio basically said, like, he pretty much wasn't fitting what he needed him to do. And, I'm not surprised that he is in Salah's system back again, where he had the most success and was the number 1 pressure guy in the NFL when he was under Salah. So given that this guy, Bryce Huff hasn't actually like truly played a lot of football in over a year, you might, the fact that he's back with Salah, it might just need to take some time, but he actually may start to, really shine, just because he was the most successful in Salah's system when he was on the Jets.
I saw that apparently Salah was quoted saying that he likes having Bryce Huff as like a closer, kind of like a baseball analogy, where like sprinkle him in the first half, but then the second half, like it's basically saving him specifically for the second half to really hammer it home, then not play the entire game like we expect Bosa to be a bulldozer every play.
Yeah, and Salah in New York, when he had him, like he was someone to be concerned about when he was on the field. And so Salah is the coach that's gotten the best play out of him. So he might start to, as he goes along and gets back into playing in a regular setting all the time consistently, his numbers could start to really like pile up, I think.
Hopefully, if it can help in any way, like we're having the opposite problem of like what we had in 2019, where we had the best tackles in the league, the best defensive tackles, and that's how Bosa was able to hit the ground running as a rookie. Like, but now we have 2 outside rushers that are great, but our tackles are not. They're just inexperienced. Like, they're career second and third stringers, and then 2 very fresh rookies, the one from Texas and the one from IU. Like, it's just not ideal. We're doing fine. Like the system that Salah's running is fine. Like we're very bend don't break, and it's, I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll bite us in the ass later, but at least in the secondary we seem okay. Like Siegel and Stout are definitely still getting picked on because they're rookies, but I think they're holding their own more than not. None of them have given up like catastrophic plays. Or I don't think they have. They just get flagged a lot because they're still young and handsy.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't given up any big plays yet. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, they didn't really get burnt by anybody. I mean, Rattler only threw for 207 yards. And Olave led the team with 54 yards. Thank you, Olave, for cashing my bet. But
Stout's been flagged a couple times. I've noticed that. That's what I meant more than Siegel, is that Stout. I've noticed when he knows he's going to get beat, he gets handsy.
Yeah. So I mean, the secondary did fine in this particular game, but I'm not sure that's a. I mean, I guess they did fine against the Seattle too, minus Jackson Smith and Jigba. But back to the pressure on the quarterback, we only had 5 QB hits in this game. And that's just not good enough for what we need to do. We need to make the quarterback a lot more uncomfortable than 5 hits. So we've got to be getting. I don't know what a good number is, but Seattle had 8 against us a week ago. And that seemed to really throw Purdy and his timing off on a number of plays. So I mean, I'm thinking 8, 10, 12, something like that. I mean, that seems like a pretty good number of QB hits to have on there.
And like what I'm saying is like truthfully, like Salah's come back. With the way I like to say pretty much like the first 4 weeks of the season is just basically do whatever you can to win. Like teams aren't going to be winning with style points and
yeah.
like that. So I do imagine
it's like June and July in baseball.
Yeah, like I do imagine that this defense is going to really start to get pressure on the quarterback the more we go along in the season. We're just now that everybody doesn't like nobody really plays preseason when they're and things like that. So we have to sort of like, all right, say like we won. I agree with like looking at what was good and bad, but also just sort of like take it with a grain of salt because really we start to see what teams are like, right around like week 5, and once they've got their bearings and understand like what their identity as a team is and going forward, like how are they going to, win games.
By the time the international games start, that's when we really like can see the trajectory of like, okay, this team is not, unless something catastrophic happens, like because that can happen, like the Steelers and the you guys 2 years ago, or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But no, like it's I completely agree. I think the defense, the philosophy is there. It's just not quite gelled yet. It's a lot of young pieces though. That's why rookie safety, rookie nickelback, first time starter, weak side linebacker, whatever Greenlaw's position technically was, but so and then it's interchanging tackles, like I said, career backups and 2 rookies. Like, it's a lot to take on for this team to like have so many new pieces coming together. And I mean, this could have gone so much worse. Like, that's what everyone's going to be saying is the oh, you only beat the Saints and the Seahawks. Like, I mean, it's still a professional football team. Like, and we only beat them by 5. Like, it's yeah. We need these wins though to help pay off in the long run, and we'll see where we are there.
Yeah, I mean, I think once things start get going, and you also got to remember, like, okay, Purdy has now by the time he comes back will have missed 2 weeks, so like if they can just sort of gut out wins until they really start clicking. Like, and now thinking about it, that Purdy's going to come back week 4, so it may take like another 2 games before they really get settled in. And so as long as they can just keep out grinding these wins, I mean, who cares? Who cares who is it against in the beginning of the season? The beginning of the season is truly where it's just like, whatever it takes to win, not really style points, and just figuring out who we are as a team, what's our identity.
We just got to hold out. In 2 weeks, in theory, if we survive the Cardinals, week 4, Purdy might be back. Demarcus Robinson will be back, and we'll only have we'll be 1 week out from the first time that Kittle can be eligible again. And then week 6, Brandon comes back. Like, things, if we can weather this a little bit longer, we're already 2-0. So I mean, that's some good wiggle room to make it to week 6. Especially the Cardinals are very beatable.
Yeah,
I am terrified of the Rams. I really don't want to face the Rams. I think they're going to clean our clocks. Even if Purdy's out there, they're just a really good team.
Yeah,
I can't remember after that. Maybe I think it's the Bucks after that. Maybe, but by week 6. I know it's going to be Brandon fresh ACL recovery, but I mean, we just gotta. I'm trying to celebrate this and stay optimistic. I don't want this. I'm trying so hard not to just be like, I don't know. I want to celebrate this, but not because I thought we were going to be at the bottom of the basement, even with all the injuries happening. Like, I don't know. Eric, like a true blanket, like how do you feel after this win and looking to facing the Cardinals?
I feel like let's see. We're not a Super Bowl contender in our current configuration.
Nope, not at all.
I would say that we appear to be a good average team. So we're better than other average teams, I would say. You know, like when you pit like, I don't know, take like, I don't know, like a team like, I don't know, like the Falcons, I guess. Or
We can give the Falcons a run for their money.
Yeah, or I guess the Giants maybe, or I'm just trying to like and see some other teams
like
on the
Cowboys,
schedule.
maybe, like the Cowboys, maybe, or do you think the Cowboys are better than the 49ers at this point?
No, I don't think the Cowboys are better than the 49ers. I think the Cowboys are bad defensively.
It would be close. I think it'd be a lot closer. I think the score would be similar to this score right here. I don't think we'd blow their doors off, but
no, not at all. But I'm just saying, I think we're a good average team as opposed to a bad average team, if that makes sense in the way that I'm trying to explain it.
we're the best JV team, but the worst varsity player.
Yeah. Like if you bump us up into that next tier and you put us against like
The Eagles.
Yeah, probably the Eagles, or you put us against the Packers, perhaps, or something like that. We're going to get our clocks cleaned.
I don't want to play the Packers right now. That defense is scary. Like
Yeah.
I know it's 2 weeks in, but that Packers defense is legitimately terrifying.
Yeah, or the Ravens or somebody like that. You know, we don't have a shot right now. But, you know, if you put us against some of these other teams that are, you know, just sort of middle of the road teams, we're a good average team. We'll be able to hang with them and on most occasions probably beat them. But, you know, and the Cardinals is going to be an interesting test of that next week because the Cardinals right now also appear to be a good average team. So I think it's two good average teams going up against each other.
I think they scored the same points we did. If not, it was like 27 points, but we both scored mid-20s and gave up low 20s. So like we're almost kissing cousins in terms of productivity from a numbers standpoint.
Yeah. Their first win was 2013 and then 27-22.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we'll see, dealing with the Black Ops dwarf for a whole 60 minutes can be, a little frustrating. So we'll see how this defense handles him.
We're going to be at home, though. Thank God we're finally going to be at home. I'm glad we didn't have 3 weeks on the road to start off the season. One last note before. I did see somebody shared a graphic. I didn't notice this graphic. I must have switched to the Colts game too fast. But somebody on Fox made a graphic that said the last times that we started our season with 2 games on the road and won both of them, we made the Super Bowl 4 out of the 6 times that's happened in our franchise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the comment I saw. I love the comment I saw on it that said, "I don't care. My optimism just shot to the moon."
Hey, you can't argue with statistics, right?
Yeah, 66% chance. Yeah.
4 for 6. I mean, cue the Jim Carrey meme. There's a chance.
Well, there is some statistic out there that if you start your season 2-0, your chances of making it to the playoffs are significantly better than, any
2 or 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's significantly better. So,
you know what also makes it? You know what also makes them better? Not having your quarterback on regular season ending IR.
Yeah, for sure.
I say regular season because the Bengals aren't eliminated yet, and I don't care. Like I just don't want people to get like
How's that again?
His regular season is over. They're happy. Like if you make the playoffs with Jake Browning.
Stranger things have happened. They beat the Jaguars.
Yeah, that is true.
So
they beat the Jaguars after Jake Browning threw 3 interceptions and they still won.
Yeah. So what does that tell you about the Jaguars?
That the Colts, well, depending if my boy Baker, I haven't checked the score. We literally
14-10.
Yeah, we literally had it right here in front of us, and I wasn't even paying attention to it.
14-10 Buccaneers.
all right, if my boy Baker can hold on to that win, then the Colts in the driver's seat for the South, which will be the first time they've won the division in 11 years. So
look at you. They've got them already winning the division after week 2.
we'll win our competition.
Daniel Jones, MVP, and comeback player of the year and everything.
Well, no, you can't be.
Technically, I guess he can't come back because he's not coming back from an injury.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, that's right.
You can't
That's
come.
right.
You can't. You can't come back from being dog crap on another team. That doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, like if you have the comeback player of the year, it doesn't matter how much potential like you were supposed to have that you didn't live up to, and coming back from that, it's only specifically injury. So so Danny Dimes, I mean, maybe he gets offensive player of the year, maybe something like that. You know,
That'd be awesome.
If that happens, then we definitely live in some sort of weird alternate universe. There was some shift at some point, and we got sucked into a different universe, and I don't like it.
Well, we are wearing a Spider-Man shirt, so we know there's like multiple
Spider-Verses.
Yeah,
Spider-Verses.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know how any Giants fan is handling life right now. I really don't. Between Daniel Jones,
Russell Wilson was fantastic yesterday. He threw for like 450 yards and 4 touchdowns, something ridiculous like that.
That's okay. Well, that's true.
If it wasn't for basically arguably the best kicker in football, 64 yards, man. Like the dude just nailed it. Like that's all, and
it was easy good from 64 yards.
Easy good for him. Like honestly, like if we look, like I mean, you could say that I don't even know his name, but the Cowboys kicker is probably their best freaking player.
Yeah,
on the Cowboys. Like that's like insane to think about. But yeah, like you could argue like
didn't they say like beyond 40 or beyond 50? Didn't they say beyond 50 he's like 13 of 15?
It's insanely like how good he is at it.
Yeah.
Or I didn't know if our statistician was going to pull that up real quick.
I was not. No, but
yeah,
I can.
I want to know.
And I did see a meme today that there have been like 7 end of half, end of game, like 60-yard greater kicks, and 4 of them have been against the Giants.
Okay.
Jesus. 14 of 17.
From beyond 150?
Career, what I just found on ESPN, career 50 pluses, he's 27 of 30.
Yeah, 27 of 30 for career. 14 of 17 last year.
That is just...
Can he play quarterback?
That is he's missed more extra points than wow. That's incredible.
When we put Russell Wilson in the pretty good Hall of Fame, can his little statue have a little moon ball like coming off of it like he throws like way up in the air? I really want that for him.
Yes, oh my god, we need to at some point. This could be a project for down the line. Like we need to make the inductee like the first who is going to be in our first. We can look back at like however far back we feel like looking back. Who's going to be in the inaugural class of the Hall of Pretty Good?
Yeah, once we reach 5 years, and we could say like, okay, we've made it 5 years now. We get votes for the Hall of Fame. So like, let's see if who's going to be pretty good.
The Hall, I just love that Hall of, he's all right.
Yeah, well, because he's not going to the Hall of Fame. He's not that good. So I mean,
the Hall of, he's fine.
Yeah, it's the Hall of Pretty Good.
Yeah, it's the Hall of Pretty Good. Yeah, since we've entered this, this era of the 2000s, and just the amount of stat padding that a quarterback can do to end up in the top 10 is I feel like now that like where every team is pretty much like passing consistently, the top 10 all-time passing leaders is just sort of like a revolving door of like some of the most mediocre quarterbacks that are out there.
There will be a time when Drew Brees gets passed eventually. No, he's not going to get passed in 16 games. Like we're going to go to 18 and maybe 19. Like it'll just be an asterisk, just like asterisk seasons when we had 14 games. Like when that's what made that. I know it's OJ, but like when OJ ran for 2,000 yards in 14 games, like face value, that's still pretty amazing and will never be topped.
But understand, the asterisk has only been ever used once in the history of sports. And it had nothing, it's never been used in football to anecdote that a player had more games than the other player of the record they just broke. This never happened in football. It only occurred in 61 when Maris broke the Babe Ruth's record of 60 home runs in a season. And that was brought on by the commissioner of baseball. The commissioner basically said, in the record books, we have to put an asterisk that Roger Maris played 8 more games than Babe Ruth. So that has historically, going down the line, when things like these happen, where players are breaking, season-long records, but they're doing it in seasons where they had, 2 more games, 3 more games to play, like essentially, people have talked about the asterisk. But I mean, a lot, like when Barkley was going up against the record this year, right? And if he would have done it in 17 games, there was going to be a bunch of people that were going to complain and say, well, Dickerson did it in 16.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if we go to when like Dickerson broke the record, I'm sure there was numerous people saying O.J. Simpson did it in 14 games. So like it's just like this never ending thing, but really we just sort of have to accept that a season is a season is a season, and just stop the nonsense that because there are a lot of things that can contribute to a season too. Like a guy could get injured but then come back, or he could average more per touch. There's just so many things to look at that just saying like over the length of a season, like
your era of football is exactly right when it comes to breaking stuff like that down. Like this era we're in right now is definitely not the same as the Breeze, Brady, Manning era. It's not the same as the 90s, not the same as the 80s. It's all
it's all different.
Yeah.
No, finish your thought. Sorry.
And there was a time all the way up until like the mid 90s to the 2000s that offenses were running back heavy, and it was the running back that was your most important player for the most part. I mean, there were very few teams, other than the 49ers, that were really putting an emphasis on, truly having a passing offense with a quarterback that, was good enough to, complete passes. And like a lot of people don't talk about Terry Bradshaw as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time for having 4 Super Bowls, but he had a really good defense. But you can still, if you want, put him up there because as a quarterback, he was his own offensive coordinator. And so, how everything has evolved into what we have now is just insane to think about because, at the beginning of the Super Bowl era, there were no radios, there were no offensive coordinators. The quarterback literally had to memorize every single play in the playbook, and it was basically up to him, to call the game and do the ebb and flow of that. And so,
it's just wild.
And now we got basically like the right coach can make this one quarterback really good in a system.
Yeah.
Outside that system or away from that coach, that quarterback is complete trash.
Or Ben Johnson could still not make Caleb Williams any good.
Yeah. It's like Bruce Arians. Like we saw peak Jameis Winston, and it was 33 touchdowns and 30 picks. Like sometimes you're just not good.
You know what? There's something really good about that. I don't know what it is, but there's something really good about that still.
I mean, the fact that he was willing to play him through all of that is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I was gonna say, like, the last time it happened, George Blanda, like George Blanda was literally a quarterback and a kicker in the same person. I mean, yeah. So and if you saw if you look
smoking heaters on the sideline,
George Blanda at 40 years old looked like like a retiree on Medicare and AARP. He looked 60 years old at 40.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and and it was like, okay, our first string quarterback went down. George, you're in the game. And he's this incredible backup quarterback. And then it's like, oh, we got to kick the extra point. George, it's just like.
It's like, oh, puts the stogie down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. I remember looking up, I don't remember why, but I remember seeing a picture of Terry Bradshaw as a rookie, and we aged so much better. That's all my note is that Terry Bradshaw as a rookie looks like someone that was already in the league for 10 years now.
Yeah. And the thing about Terry Bradshaw is he was a very good and smart quarterback. There are jokes around the league that Terry couldn't spell cat if you even spotted him the C and the A. And very much like Gronk, Terry has sort of accepted that and made like a persona about that, and just sort of like embraces it and just is like, yeah, I'm dumb. Who cares? You
look at Gronkowski now.
Yeah.
God,
yeah, both of them are on Fox cashing checks. What are you going to do about that, right?
Right.
I wonder if they actually give them like some sort of spelling test before when they apply to be an announcer, and
the hardest I laughed at the roast of Tom Brady wasn't a joke about Brady. It was a joke about Gronk, and it was Rob Gronkowski. Thank you for taking a break in writing letters to Santa Claus to be here. I don't know why that joke really just hit my funny bone just right. I've never forgotten that joke. That was so funny.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay. Well, anyway, guys, we're at our hour. It's been great. That is our recap of the Saints. Shout out Eddie Pinheiro for only missing an extra point as well.
Yeah, for real.
But now our sponsor, Royal Retros. What is Royal Retros? Is your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey. Whether it's for football, basketball, or baseball, or soccer, any of the major sports, they have you covered. For all of us Bay Area fans, though, check out the Candlestick collection. It's got 49ers gear. It's got the Giants of baseball gear. And when you find something that you like, use the promo code Shady Sports and get 10% off of your entire order, not just our Candlestick collection stuff. Anything that you get from RoyalRetros.com. Again, promo code Shady Sports. You get 10% off of your entire order. It helps us out. It helps our awesome EP Sam and the entire Shady Sports Network out. Again, promo code Shady Sports to get 10% off of your entire order at RoyalRetros.com. Go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. James, our t-shirts, tell the people about them.
Hello, guys. So we've been on this kick about the lack of accountability for owners in the NFL. We all know, and I'm sure even people who aren't football fans have heard tons and tons of stories about players doing, domestic violence, getting drunk driving accident. While all of that is wrong, and we're of course not promoting those, where our message is at is that owners aren't seeing the same accountability as these players. And if you haven't delved into the news or whatever, there's plenty of stories out there about owners behaving badly. And so we are trying to bring awareness to the lack of accountability of owners in the NFL with a message that we have owner standards are less than player standards, #owner accountability. And we are selling T-shirts to raise money for Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers in Kentucky, which is a great place where people who are victims of domestic violence and other serious sexual crimes go to rebuild their lives and get back on their feet again. So what we have here is our first T-shirt, which has owner standards are less than player standards, owner accountability. $22.99 gets you that in a T-shirt, and we have different colors, different styles, and different sizes. Next up, we have our podcast logo art. If you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, you will see this in our profile picture. You can get that on a T-shirt for $22.99. Next up, we have our alternate logo art. $22.99 gets you that in a T-shirt. You have different colors, different sizes and styles. And last but not least, how can you say no to our mascot, a nut, eating nuts while cheering on the San Francisco 49ers? $22.99 gets you that in the T-shirt. Donate to Mountain Comprehensive Care Center today. All the proceeds that we raise from this will go towards their charity.
Yes. Again, the link, if you just want more information about Mountain Comprehensive Care Center and the link to our shirts, look down below. If you're on YouTube or on your podcast platform, look to the side, or they're all on the bottom. What am I talking about? Just look in the show notes. And yeah, that is what we got for you on this show. They are currently playing 2 games in a doubleheader, which is always weird to me when Monday Night Football does that. And the Bucks are up on the Texans. Go Baker. That's my 3 teams. I love my Niners. Got you on my hometown Colts. And if I still lived in Florida, I'd still probably be a Bucks fan no matter what. But I'm a Baker fan more than a Bucks fan. I'll put it that way, if it's not been obvious.
Do you want a couple of little news blurbs?
Yes. What's some quick little news blurbs?
Jaden Daniels has a knee injury. His status is iffy for next week. Vikings McCarthy's ankle is messed up. He's out 2 to 4 weeks, so that's good news for the Vikings because they really suck with him in there. But that also means the Carson Wentz show begins.
Oh, Wentz.
That was my question. If they still had Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys have signed Jadeveon Clowney, which everybody talked about yesterday. He's supposed to make his Cowboys debut on Sunday. And then, intriguingly enough, there is some sort of Saudi flag football tournament that's going to happen in March of 2026. And Tom Brady is going to play in that with a bunch of NFL players. One of them is Christian McCaffrey.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
And Saquon is also participating, James, just so you know.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. If it's flag football, I bet we could just throw out Barry Sanders out there too. Because
we need a.
I think Jay Rice could probably still run and catch
out. Like put Barry in. I mean, and Darryl Green. I mean, just get Darryl.
And Kyle is one of the coaches.
Interesting.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm sure that's going to be on ESPN, and that's really.
I'm sure it will be on. It will probably be on Fox because it's a Fox Sports initiative. It looks like, so it'll probably be on Fox.
Interesting. In Saudi Arabia, they just had a big comedy festival this weekend too. Like the huge comedy festival. Like Bill Burr was there. I can't remember the whole lineup, but interesting. They want to get into our football too.
Yeah, so it's Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, McCaffrey, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett, Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., and Rob Gronkowski is coming out of his retirement to play with Brady in this little flag football tournament thing.
I wonder what their contracts are all worth.
I have no idea, but the Saudis have tons and tons and tons of money.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
All
Get
right.
Darryl Green out there. He ran a 4.5 40 at age 50.
There we go. Hey, Rich Eisen ran a good 40. I bet he'd do it.
Yeah. So. Get him out there in his suit and those stiff shoes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll watch that when it comes on. That sounds really interesting, actually.
I'm down to. I'm down to watch that. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
Right on.
And
Well,
it is 14-10 at the 2-minute warning.
Woo, go Bucks. I know that part ruins this being evergreen, but I don't care. Well, actually, no, we're not evergreen really anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. Need to get out while I'm ahead of myself. We will be back on Friday with our week 3 parlay picks, and we'll say a prayer that we beat the Cardinals. James, get us out of here.
Outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
2-0, baby. Let's beat the Cardinals.
Later.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they